Across the vast expanse of the Andromeda Galaxy, on a planet bathed in the crimson glow of a dying sun, lived a young alien girl named Ilara. She was unlike any other, with her skin a vibrant shade of jade and eyes that seemed to hold the light of 1,000 stars. Her world, Zargon, was a harsh, unforgiving place. The air was thick with the scent of sulfur, and the ground beneath her feet was as hard as iron. Volcanic plains stretched as far as the eye could see, their surfaces cracked and scorched from the relentless heat. Punctuated by jagged, obsidian mountains that scraped the sky, these plains were a testament to the planet's volatile nature. Ilara, with her skin like polished jade and eyes that shimmered with trapped starlight, was a beacon of hope in this desolate land. She spent her days in the perilous mines of Zargon, where the air was thick with dust, and the walls seemed to close in around her. For generations, her people had toiled, extracting the lifeblood of their planet, a rare, luminescent gold that pulsed with an otherworldly energy. This gold was not just a resource, it was the very essence of their survival. It was back-breaking work, but Ilara never complained. She knew that every swing of her pickaxe brought her one step closer to her dream. She swung her pickaxe with a quiet determination, her heart set on a distant dream, a dream that was as vivid as the stars that dotted the night sky. A dream woven from the whispered legends of her people, tales of a distant world, a haven of blue and green, where the air was sweet and the waters clear, where love bloomed as freely as the wildflowers that dotted its surface. This world, they said, was a paradise untouched by the harsh realities of Zargon. One day, deep within the belly of the mine, Ilara struck something harder than the usual rock. Her pickaxe clanged against it, sending a shiver up her spine. It was a vein of gold, wider and richer than any she had ever seen. The gold seemed to pulse with a life of its own, as if it were a living, breathing entity. The gold throbbed with a life of its own, bathing the cavern in its ethereal light. It was as if the very heart of Zargon was laid bare before her. This was it, the key to her dreams, the answer to her heart's silent yearning. With this discovery, Ilara knew that her life and the lives of her people would be forever changed. The discovery of the gold brought Ilara instant recognition and a small fortune. It was a moment that changed her life forever. The once obscure miner, toiling away in the depths of Zargon's mines, was now the talk of the entire planet. Her name echoed through the corridors of power and the bustling markets alike. The gold she found was not just any gold. It was the purest, most radiant gold ever seen on Zargon. It shimmered with an otherworldly glow, captivating all who laid eyes on it. The elders of her tribe marveled at the sheer size and purity of the vein. They had never seen anything like it. The gold was a gift from the gods, they said, a sign that Ilara was destined for greatness. They held ceremonies in her honor, and she was showered with gifts and praises. The tribe's future seemed brighter than ever thanks to her discovery. It was enough to secure Ilara's future, and then some. With her newfound wealth, she could afford luxuries she'd only dreamed of. She bought a grand home, filled it with beautiful artifacts, and enjoyed the finest foods and wines. But more than material wealth, the gold gave her something far more valuable: freedom. Freedom to choose her own path, to follow her dreams, and to explore the universe. She could finally afford to leave Zargon to seek her destiny on that distant blue planet. Earth had always been a place of mystery and allure for her. She had heard tales of its beauty, its diversity, and its endless possibilities. Now, with her wealth, she could make the journey and see it for herself. The thought of leaving her home was bittersweet, but the promise of a new life was too enticing to resist. Her heart fluttered with a mixture of trepidation and excitement. The unknown lay ahead, filled with both potential and peril. She was leaving behind everything she had ever known, stepping into a world that was completely foreign to her. But she was ready. She had prepared for this moment her entire life, and now it was finally here. The excitement of new adventures and the fear of the unknown intertwined, creating a whirlwind of emotions within her. For years she had hoarded stories of Earth, gleaned from the tattered pages of a book she found discarded in the mines. The book was ancient, its pages yellowed and fragile, but it was a treasure trove of knowledge. It spoke of Earth's history, its cultures, and its people. Ilara had read it cover to cover countless times, dreaming of the day she would see it all with her own eyes. The book had been her escape, her window into a world beyond the mines. It spoke of a planet teeming with life, of vibrant cities and sprawling green fields, of mountains that touched the sky and oceans that stretched beyond the horizon. It described a world where technology and nature coexisted in harmony, where people of all kinds lived together in peace. The images painted in her mind were vivid and breathtaking, filling her with a longing to experience it all firsthand. But most importantly, it whispered of a place where love conquered all, a place where hearts found their true matches, where love stories were written in the stars. Ilara had always been a romantic at heart, and the idea of finding love on Earth was a dream she held close. She imagined meeting someone who understood her, who shared her dreams and passions. The thought of finding love gave her hope and courage. The gold, once a symbol of hardship and toil, transformed into a shimmering promise. It was no longer just a precious metal, it was a beacon of hope, a key to a new life. The gold had given her the means to chase her dreams, to leave behind the struggles of the past and embrace the possibilities of the future. It was a reminder of how far she had come and how much further she could go. It was her ticket to Earth, to a world brimming with possibilities, a world where she could start anew. The journey ahead was long and uncertain, but Ilara was ready to face it. She had the strength, the determination, and the hope to make her dreams a reality. The gold had opened the door to a future she had only dared to imagine. A world where perhaps, just perhaps, she might find the one thing her heart craved most: love. The kind of love that transcended time and space, that filled her soul with warmth and joy. As she looked out at the stars, she felt a sense of peace and anticipation. Her journey was just beginning, and the shimmering promise of the gold guided her towards a future filled with endless possibilities. Despite the harshness of her world, Ilara had blossomed into a kind and gentle soul. Her heart, a radiant star burning bright within her chest, yearned for connection, for a love that transcended the boundaries of space and time. But on Zargon, love was a luxury few could afford. Survival was paramount, and the pursuit of love was often seen as a frivolous distraction. The miners, hardened by their relentless toil, struggled to see beyond the next load of gold, the next meal, the next day's survival. Ilara longed for more. She would spend her evenings gazing at the star-dusted tapestry of the night sky, whispering her hopes and dreams to the distant constellations. She yearned for a kindred spirit, someone who would look beyond her alien exterior and see the love that beat within her heart. Section 4. Whispers of a Distant Blue Planet. The book she had found, old and worn, became her lifeline, her portal to a world she longed to experience. It spoke of a planet called Earth, where the dominant species, humans, were as diverse and wondrous as the stars themselves. She devoured tales of their history, their art, their music, each story fueling her desire to experience this world firsthand. But it was the stories of human love that truly captivated her. Tales of Romeo and Juliet, of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, of love that defied empires and transcended death itself. These stories resonated deep within Ilara's soul, igniting a spark of hope within her. If humans, with all their flaws and complexities, could find love in their world, then perhaps, just perhaps, she could too. Section 5. A Golden Ticket to Earth. With a heavy heart but a spirit brimming with hope, Ilara bid farewell to Zargon. The planet had been her home for as long as she could remember, a place of both hardship and joy. She had grown up amidst its strange landscapes and alien cultures, learning the ways of its people and the secrets of its ancient history. But now, a new chapter awaited her, one filled with the promise of adventure and the unknown. She had traded her newfound wealth for passage on a passing spaceship, a decision that had not come easily. The marketplace was bustling with activity, filled with traders from various corners of the galaxy. Ilara had to navigate through the crowd, her heart pounding with anticipation and anxiety. The deal was struck with a merchant who had seen many travelers like her, each with their own dreams and aspirations. The spaceship she secured passage on was a rusty freighter, captained by a grizzled old alien with more stories than teeth. The captain, with his weathered face and twinkling eyes, had seen countless worlds and experienced adventures beyond imagination. He welcomed Ilara aboard with a knowing smile, sensing the determination in her eyes. The journey was long and arduous, filled with the constant thrum of the spaceship's engines. The interior of the freighter was cramped and dimly lit, with the hum of machinery providing a constant backdrop. Ilara, spent her days in quiet contemplation, thinking about the life she was leaving behind and the new one she was about to embrace. The unsettling feeling of hurtling through the vast emptiness of space was ever present. The view from the spaceship's window was both awe-inspiring and intimidating, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and her small place within it. Yet, amidst the stars and the void, Ilara found a sense of peace and purpose. But Ilara never lost sight of her goal. Her determination was unwavering, fueled by the dreams that had brought her this far. She spent hours studying maps and charts, learning about Earth and its diverse cultures. Her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and plans, each one bringing her closer to her ultimate destination. Each passing day brought her one step closer to Earth, one step closer to the realization of her dreams. The journey was marked by the passage of time, with days blending into nights and the stars serving as her constant companions. The anticipation grew with each moment, a mix of excitement and nervousness. One step closer to her destiny, the planet loomed larger with each passing day, its blue and green hues becoming more distinct. Ilara's heart swelled with emotion as she thought about the new life awaiting her, filled with endless possibilities and new beginnings. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the ship broke through the Earth's atmosphere. The descent was both thrilling and terrifying, with the ship shaking and rattling as it entered the planet's gravitational pull. Ilara held her breath, her eyes wide with wonder and anticipation. As Ilara gazed out of the viewport, her breath caught in her throat. The sight before her was unlike anything she had ever seen, a world teeming with life and color. Her eyes welled up with tears as she took in the beauty of her new home. Below her, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, lay Earth. The planet glowed with a warmth and vibrancy that filled her heart with hope and joy. It was a sight that would be etched in her memory forever, just as breathtaking, just as vibrant as she had imagined. The landscape stretched out before her, a tapestry of colors and textures that promised new adventures and discoveries. Ilara knew that her journey was just beginning, and she was ready to embrace whatever the future held. Section 6. Culture Shock and Candy Floss. Landing in London was a whirlwind of sensory overload. The cacophony of sound, the unfamiliar sights, the strange mixture of smells, both alluring and repulsive, threatened to overwhelm her. She had chosen London based on the whimsical descriptions in her book, drawn to its history, its charm, and the promise of encountering people from all walks of life. She spent her first few days acclimating to her new surroundings, marveling at the towering buildings, the red double-decker buses, and the sheer number of people going about their day. She tasted her first fish and chips, tried to decipher the rules of cricket, and even braved the London Underground, emerging slightly disoriented but exhilarated by the experience.